So, if you have assumed familiarity with apologetics, you may have quite often have heard either Zakir Naik or Ahmed Deedat say, where does Jesus say, I am God, worship me, in the complete Bible, in the entirety of the Bible, where does Jesus say, I am God, worship me? And I'm going to prove that this is a very bad argument that Muslims should avoid to use. What is that? Because this is in fact very self-refuting, because according to Mark 2 verse 5, Jesus, he forgives sins. In John 6 verse 33 to 34, Jesus, he claims to be the one who rises people from the dead on the day of judgment. And in Matthew 25, he claims to be the judge on the day of judgment, not just the one who resurrects the people on that day. And in John 8:58, he claims to be the I am, the same I am that revealed himself to Moses. And we know who revealed himself to Moses. That was God. And Jesus, he also claims to be the only begotten Son of God in John 3:16. And if all of these things that Jesus does, all of these things he claims that only God can claim, to forgive sins, to rise people on the day of judgment, to claim to be the truth, the way, and the life in John 14:6, if Jesus did not claim to be God by using those words and applying those attributes and titles to himself, then Allah is not God when he attributes such things and claims such things for himself in the Quran. So if you're going to dismiss those verses that clearly state that Jesus is God by Jesus' own words, then you also have to conclude that it's not Allah who raises the dead on the day of judgment. It's not Allah who is the living and the truth, who is the haq. So this is a self-refuting argument. Because, again, I'm going to summarize it. If Jesus, he did not claim to be God when he said he's going to rise people on the day of judgment, according to John 6:40 and John 6:43 to 44, then Allah is also not God, because you have to be consistent, because Allah also claims to raise the people on the day of judgment. So Muslims, don't use this argument.